They arrived in ships of polished black metal, each vessel shaped like an outstretched claw gripping the stars themselves. The Vorth Dominion was not known for mercy. Their empires stretched across 100 galaxies, each new world folded into submission under the same single command, kneel. When they first arrived on Earth's edges, they demanded no treaties, no negotiations. Their holograms shimmered across our cities, echoing one chilling demand: bend your knees, surrender your sky, and serve. In their doctrine, kneeling was not merely submission. It was the erasure of will, the extinguishing of sparks they called dangerous. On worlds before us, they shattered entire cultures in days. They taught planets to abandon their own sunrises, to see themselves only in the Dominion's reflection. But they had never met humans. At first, we stood frozen under those giant projections, our leaders begging for time, our cities trembling under low-orbit warships. Some called for surrender, whispering about survival and practicality. Yet, in the dark corners of burned-out factories and abandoned hangars, something else stirred. Our engineers did not waste time composing apologies. Our welders, pilots, and dreamers met under the cloak of moonless nights, forging frames out of scrap and battered alloys, whispering a single oath passed from hand to hand: no knees. From those hidden forges rose the first roaring wings, sleek frames of burning engines strapped to human backs, metal wings sharp as vulture talons, tails trailing white-hot plasma streams. Our ancestors had always dreamed of flying free, but now flight became rebellion incarnate. The first pilots launched in secret, screaming into the void above abandoned cities, dodging Dominion patrols, leaving trails of starlight in their wake. They called them madmen, suicide dancers among cosmic titans. But each sortie sparked another. Farmers left plows to weld wing frames. Schoolteachers memorized flight vectors instead of lesson plans. Children painted flames on the wings of their parents, promising to sing them home. While the Dominion broadcast their demands, our skies filled with defiant contrails, ribbons of freedom slicing through their cold starlight. Dominion generals watched in disbelief as human pilots soared upward, flipping, diving, laughing into their comms even as Dominion cannons blazed. The Dominion tried to swat us down like insects. Every time one fell, another took its place, each name shouted into the sky before the final dive, each echo carried by comrades above the clouds. Soon, our pilots discovered the Dominion's flaw. Their ships, vast and majestic, depended on central control pylons, nerve centers hidden in their hulls. With no fleet experience against independent, chaotic tactics, they could not predict the spiraling dives and explosive charges strapped to human wings. The first Dominion capital ship fell not from an orbital nuke, but from a human pilot crashing through its pylon, wings ablaze, screaming poetry over the open channel as molten shards showered the night. When the ship collapsed, it rained down pieces that turned to glowing petals against our dark sky. On the ground, our people wept, not from grief, but from awe. Across the oceans, entire cities joined. Factories once meant for tractors churned out new exosuits and wings. Bards composed flight songs that pilots blasted into their helmets as they climbed beyond the stratosphere. Every human wing bore etchings, names of lost siblings, lines from old Earth poems, curses spat at tyrants. Even as Dominion reinforcements arrived, we refused to touch our knees to their soil. Instead, we launched in ever-growing waves, our formations more akin to swarms of phoenixes than any military squadron. We moved with reckless love, with an instinct for chaos that no Dominion algorithm could contain. They could not understand that to us, flight wasn't just a weapon, it was a hymn to freedom, a vow carved into blood and breath. Dominion commanders panicked. They tried to flood our skies with anti-air nets, but we adapted mid-flight, our wings folding, splitting, morphing into new shapes. They jammed our communications, but pilots sang to each other through open windows and flashing lights on their wingtips. One by one, Dominion dreadnoughts fell, each final explosion celebrated by a chorus of wings circling above. The Dominion's final ultimatum came as they prepared their superweapon, a planet-killer beam designed to reduce Earth to cinders. In that final hour, all human wings converged. Thousands upon thousands of shining forms, each exhaust trail like a comet's tail. They did not coordinate by command, but by an instinct so deep it transcended language. Protect the cradle of their stories, their forests, their children's laughter. They struck as one, a living wave of flame and metal, tearing into the superweapon's core, slicing it apart with blades of heat and righteous fury. In those last moments, the Dominion's voices screeched across every channel, begging us to submit, to spare them, to consider reason. But we answered with roaring engines and a final song. We were born free, and we will die free. The weapon detonated above the atmosphere, painting auroras across the entire planet. Down below, every human looked up and saw the proof, the broken chains, the roaring wings, the sky stitched together by defiance and sacrifice. When the Dominion fled, their fleet crippled and morale shattered, we did not celebrate with parades. Instead, we gathered beneath the open sky, built monuments from the fallen wings, and taught our children the names of every pilot who had soared into legend. We did not kneel that day, nor did we ever again. From that moment on, our species became a legend whispered across the stars. The ones who refused to bow, who turned tears into molten fuel, who strapped burning wings to their backs and rose like furious dawns. Other subjugated worlds looked to our sky and saw not broken earthlings but wild gods of fire, dancing above tyranny's ashes. We proved that freedom is not given, it is taken, screamed into the void with blazing hearts and shivering fists. We proved that chains are never eternal when a single human refuses to wear them. And we proved that even in the darkest galaxy, when all seems lost and submission feels inevitable, one wild soul with wings can light the entire cosmos on fire. We are humans. We will never kneel.